Hello and welcome to another episode in my stream theory playthrough of Dark Souls. My name is Samy and I will be playing through the game and trying to critique and analyze it as I go through it. So, first things first, I want to bring up that the boss fight that I did in the last part was unfortunately cut off. While I was in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the battle, the live feed did cut out, and it basically cut out within seconds of me actually getting to the final hit of the boss, which is really unfortunate because now that footage is basically lost forever unless I play through the whole game again. And it's interesting, that brings up the point about this game that a unique thing that I usually take for granted about this game is that its save system is unlike most games out there, where it is constantly saving and constantly keeping track of your progress. And one of the things I tried to do when I played the game for the first time is when I died for the first time, I would try to quit the game and then reload it to try to get back to an earlier save. And that's just now how it works here. If you do that, all you're doing is loading up the save that was already auto-saved seconds before. And if you're connected online, furthermore, it is backed up to the cloud as well. So there's no cheating it, right? So you can't just you have to take what happens to you in stride in this game. So if you die and lose a lot of souls forever, they're gone forever. You can't necessarily quit and just log back in to an earlier save. I'm sure if you play the game offline, there might be a way to do that. There might be a way to cheat the system with backing up older saves and then overriding it. But since I play the game online, there's I don't do that. If stuff happens, that stuff happens. So if there was a way to actually go to an earlier save, I probably would try and do that battle over again. But as I say, this game is unique in that aspect. And
oh, hello again. I was waiting to tell you. Master Logan has returned, and he tells me that
let's talk to these characters, because I think they might have something new to say.
Thank you, sincerely. He's just over there. Go along and have a chat.
Because I freed Logan here, he's appearing in Freilich Shrine. He was way back in Sen's Fortress, where I got him out of the cage, and now it's now that I freed him, now it's you can partake in his storyline throughout the game. This is where his storyline starts, and you usually do it to get sorcery type equipment and spells. Since I am mostly a...
I'm afraid that you are unable to learn sorcery.
Right, I can't even partake in his quest because
it cannot be taught.
I don't have the stats
Life isn't all about sorcery.
for sorcery.
Your own way. Don't frown with regret. Peer forward with your head high.
If I had the required stats, then I would be able to continue a storyline, and I'd be able to find him throughout the world in different places and progress and buy more stuff from him. Yeah, so Dark Souls is very unique in that fact, where you can't save scum. You can't. What I mean by that is exactly as I described before. You can't try to load up an earlier save to revert a bad outcome that you don't like. So because even though the internet died and the live stream was cut out seconds before I beat the boss, now the boss is beaten forever. I can't go back and try to beat that boss on stream for you guys. That's I'd have to play through the whole game again back up to that point. So hopefully that doesn't happen, and hopefully it doesn't happen on any future bosses, and I'll be able to catch if that happens in time, and that way I'll be able to stop the boss, restart the section, restart the recording in the live stream, and then
I am pleased to see you well.
try again and make sure it captures on footage. So let's get something out of the way. I did beat that lord, the Witch of Izalith, so I have a lord soul now. Now I don't necessarily have to do this, but I can actually go back
Then stay still
down
for
to
a
the lord
moment.
vessel and actually feed that soul to the lord vessel. I mean, you don't really have to do this as you get them. You can actually just hold on to all of them and then feed all 4 of them at once. But I just want to, demonstrate at least one time what we're trying to do as our main goal here for this last, like the last half of the game, I would say. Now for this stream, for this part in the playthrough, I actually, since I just did a Lord Soul, I don't think I'm going to do another Lord Soul this part, and even if I would go after it, I probably wouldn't be able to get to it quite yet, because they can probably take me multiple sittings to actually get to another lord. So I think for this part, I'm actually going to take another excursion, get to an area that I may have missed, or not really missed, but purposely
Pleased to see you well.
left for later.
Something urgent.
And I think this is the perfect time to actually to do that.
The beings who possess these souls.
Okay, he has nothing else to say.
Let me know.
Alright, you know what? I'm not going to
Farewell.
warp back with him. I can actually warp using the Lord Vessel itself. So I want to warp down back to the Blighttown area, the swamp area, and I guess the closest place I can do that would be the Daughter of Chaos, probably. Depths is also decent for that, but it's the Daughter of Chaos. Once again, one of the really important hub bonfires, I guess, getting to a lot of different areas. So this is the one that's closest. So remember before I fought Kellag, the spider boss, there was an area that I saw behind two different invisible walls, and I was marveling at how removed this area was and how hard it was for someone who wasn't already knowledgeable about the area to get to. So now I'm actually going to go to the area and explore a bit, and hopefully I can get through that whole thing. For this part, we can probably talk more about those crazily far removed areas in this game that are super secret, and wonder why in the world they would, developers would develop in a huge area, levels to explore, and then hide it behind secret walls, secret false walls that you can open, to the point where only a fraction of players will necessarily even get to that level. Alright, so we just ran through the boss room there. That was where I fought Kellag, and then this is back to the swamp area. So you probably already know what I'm talking about. Alright, I want to equip the correct ring to approaching this area. Don't need this lava ring anymore. I can change that to... where was that? The Rusted Iron Ring, yes. Will help me run over there faster, get past these enemies. Now while I'm here, I can actually get to... I remember that there was actually an area where I sort of skipped over, or I left an item, and I'm just remembering now that I did that. So I'm not too worried about this poison, really. As you can see, the poison isn't doing a whole lot to me, so I'm just gonna take the poison and get to this bonfire right here. And then explore a bit over here. I guess I can wait for this thing to... also good to know that I'm one-shotting these enemies now, so that's always cool. Alright, so where I want to go is up this ramp here, this little wooded ramp. I'll be exploring that area for the majority of this part in the playthrough today. So it'll be more of a chill experience today. I think there will be a big enemy, but not necessarily a boss in the like behind the fog wall, you know, type of boss. Oh, we got another familiar character here. Last saw him at Firelink, and now he's down here. Right now, these things are kicking my ass. Alright, I'll talk to him a bit later. I want to actually get this item. You know, back when I was, before fighting Quelag the spider boss, I just was, you know, I was exploring this area, but I also I kind of rushed through this area, and I think I died to these creatures. I probably shouldn't be wasting those flasks, but also I'm right there's a much better way to fight these things. I'm not doing it, you know, cautious and careful. Works. Did I actually get the item? I don't remember getting it, but maybe I actually did get it. I thought I remembered dying. Alright, so, yeah, my apologies, there's actually nothing to get right here. I thought there was an item here that I missed because I died to these creatures, but apparently I got everything and I didn't die to the creatures. However, I did at least get one drop out of killing these things, and that'll be a large Titanite shard. Okay, not bad. Let's talk to that character here. So as we can see, there is good reason to continue to talk to characters. Try to find them as they move around the world. So it largely seems random where people will appear, but you know, if you follow their story, there's good reason for them to be in each area that they appear.
Oh ho! Excuse me, I was so absorbed in thought I just drifted away. You see, I'm actually in a bit of a fix. I've made it this far, but I'm short on antidote moss for the trip back. By my knighthood, I'm ashamed to ask, but can you spare a few scraps of moss?
Sure. I have plenty, and I can always buy more.
Thank you. A saint you are.
So this should actually progress his quest line.
I shall not forget this.
Not that I necessarily
Take this, a symbol of
need
my
to continue it. Okay, so we get a shield.
Well, our fates do seem entwined, don't they? Perhaps this, too, is the will of Lord Gwyn.
I'd say one problem with.
The poison swamp, like quicksand in there.
Oh, let's let him finish.
The poison swamp, like.
The problem with a lot of the characters' quest line is that each of their quest lines is not necessarily. There isn't a whole lot of motivation to actually pursuing them. Maybe from a story perspective, if you are super interested in learning as much as you can about these characters and about the world of the game, then you'd have incentive to follow each one through to their conclusion. But I don't think there's enough strong reinforcement from a gameplay perspective. Like the items that you get out of pursuing these character quest lines are mostly going to be irrelevant to a lot of people. I mean, it depends on your specific character build. like depending on your build, certain character quest lines will be more relevant to you than others. So for instance, if you were a pyromancer and you're interested in pyromancy stuff, you would probably follow the pyromancer quest lines in that covenant that I did earlier all the way through to their conclusion. And then you'd be able to see the end of them. But like for instance, this quest line, you don't really get a whole lot out of them to aid you in the game. You know, fighting enemies, weapons, loot, and stuff like that. So, as far as the character story, side stories, I would say that's one weak point involved in those, is that there isn't necessarily too much incentive to actually follow them through to their end, especially given that especially given different types of, you know, classes and builds that you might have. Most of them are going to be irrelevant to you, so like that shield that it gave me is not necessarily something, I mean, it isn't something I need. I'm doing a no shield run, right? So that was something that I don't need. And his armor that I got earlier before, I'm just carrying it around and I'm not doing anything with it because I'm not going to be using heavy armor. So while it's interesting that if you want to learn more about the story, then you can pursue those quest lines, for the most part, they don't do a whole lot to actually help you out in the game. Now, does that, like, ruin the entire experience of the game? Of course not. Like, I think the main joy of the game is found elsewhere. It's mostly around just following, exploring environments, learning lore through other ways, and it's not necessarily in the character side stories. I wonder how you can actually get. So I saw a crystal lizard there. There must be another way to actually get to that. Like, if you, yeah, maybe if you. If you like drop down onto this branch here and then try to get up there, might be a way to get to that. In any case, it's not too important for me to get any more of those crystal lizards. Let me just, you know, continue exploring the environment as per normal. There's an item in there that I want to get. Let's try to get all the items. Okay, there was another crystal lizard here that disappeared already. Seems like that's going to be a running theme, is that there's going to be a lot of crystal lizards that in this area that disappear. Okay, so there's one in here, I know that. What's this area for? Oh, it's, I guess you can fall into it. Come back out this way. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's a death just by rolling. By rolling incorrectly. And I should have been paying a little bit more attention, but that's okay. I wasn't too far away from the bonfire anyway. I should just be able to get this retrieval really quickly. Interestingly enough, the crystal lizard doesn't appear. Maybe I have to actually rest at the bonfire to make them appear. Forget the particulars of that. Alright, so to get that item, I think I have to drop down into it, into that tree. My retrieval should be like right there, okay. Retrieval! Now let's try to roll in here without dying. Easier said than done, considering... Okay. So let's try to get these items one by one. First one is that one. Looks like in this wooded area there are a lot of these like sort of jumping puzzles. If you want to get all the loot, try and figure out how to manage the environment, which isn't like typically a thing we see in a game like Dark Souls, or in a game in this game. We haven't seen that up until this point, up until we got to this environment. So I guess that's a unique trait about trying to deal with this one. So what is the best way to approach this? It's like dropping down, but you know, that might be tricky. Easier said than done. Okay. Took damage, but Chloranthy ring. I think that is boost stamina recovery speed. That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't need... Well, that reminds me, I don't really need this ring anymore. I can, you know, bring back the poise ring, or Chloranthy ring is also a totally fine ring I could be wearing. Okay, that just brings me back over there. I can alternatively jump back down there. Also stuck back here, trying to get through here without dying. Okay, got really close. Again, this is, as I said, it's going to be more of a chill stream. I'm going to be, you know, reacting to this blind, and as I explore, you know, I've been to this area before, of course, in my, you know, previous playthrough, but I will not jump the gun, so to speak, and, you know, let the analysis and reaction impressions to this area come as necessary. Now, how do you make that crystal lizard appear? Let's say I want to actually get to that. Do I have to leave the area and come back? I think that might be the case. I think I probably have to go as far as warp out of there, out of the area. So this seems like very labyrinthine, but this is another example of how you can look down and see how far this rabbit hole goes. It looks like we can keep going down really far, and I can't really even see the bottom here. That's how large this environment is. Alright, so we have... I saw an item directly underneath here. Maybe I want to get to that. There's also a way to go over here. Check that out. See more crystal lizards over there. They've already, yeah, they're already gone, I think. Alright, so we have more of these frog things. Looks like somebody already got petrified from them. That's what happens when another player actually gets... in this game it's actually cursed. So petrified is in Dark Souls too, but when you let the fog build up your curse meter and you get cursed, what happens is, like, your statue of your cursed character appears in other players' games. So that's what happened with this guy here. Alright, so we have more places to go. It's another one of those fascinatingly built environments. Almost like a labyrinth of different vines in this tree. This great hollow tree. Oh, we got another petrified guy. Died right here. But before I go further down, I think I saw some more items up above. Like there's one over there. See if I can get that one. It's like directly below. Titanite chunk, okay. There's one up there. How do I get to that? So I like jump over here. Alright, this looks like a dead end, but I think I have to like jump down, continue further. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get any of these crystal lizards. So I guess those are a challenge I can partake, is to try to get to these crystal lizards fast enough. Like I would get out of the environment, right? I would leave this area. They should respawn when I come back in. Oh, that's not good. Tried to jump there, but it didn't jump. Just ended up rolling. Alright, now I have to try and figure out where I died there. It seems like... Alright, I see it directly below me. There, below this area. I can manage to make my way down. So for now, I'll slowly try and make my way through those items. Can I get this? No. Alright, so where was this one? Okay, it's over there. Let me get my retrieval first. Yeah, this is where I have to make a choice. Like, if I get this item, will I be able to get my retrieval? That's a good question. Ooh, okay. So I made a misjudgment about what would happen there, and it turns out in some areas of the game, some areas of this, you could just slide right off of the tree trunk. So I guess I'm forgetting about those souls. Yeah, it wasn't that many, just about 6,000 souls, so not really that much. And I got this retrieval. Yeah. Okay. Let's focus on getting this item now. Alright, if I drop down here, then I can do it. So I'm going to slowly try to get as many items here that I can. Right, Titanite chunk. And then, you know, slowly make my way down. Down this large great hollow, large hollow. Probably miss a lot of things. I will most likely miss all of the what are they? The crystal lizards, and they always drop types of Titanite. So it's not too important to me, since largely, you know, all set as far as Titanite for my specific build. If I was doing a lot of experimenting with the weapons, stuff like that, then I would probably be more concerned about getting that Titanite. I think I'm just going to try and traverse this environment as best as I can. Make my way further down the tree. Try to collect everything as I go through. This is like, for me, this is like exactly what I want to be doing in the game. But I suppose as far as like streaming it out, the exploratory parts are more quiet. Although I'll try to keep talking. I am trying to keep talking at all times. I'm not necessarily saying anything super profound. Alright, so, okay. Can go down this way. It's one option. And I also saw an item over there. Question is, how do I get to that? Looks like dropping down. Hopefully I land in the right place. Anyway, no souls, so YOLO. In this game, YOLO is not really YOLO anyway. So, yeah, go ahead, no souls, then you don't care, just jump from 1,000,000 feet. Okay, there's another item over there. Okay. Slowly getting more and more things. I like getting things, even if I don't really need to use anything. You know, you never know, it might be something super useful. Blue Titanite chunk. So between all the Titanite drops in this area and all the crystal lizards, if you can get everything in this area, if you're up for the challenge of getting all those crystal lizards and before they disappear. Looks like there's a ladder over there. That might have been one way to actually get down here. In fact, it probably is the main way to get down. Where does that actually lead? How do you even get to that top area? Good question. I must have completely missed that. In any case, I should be able to get to it from below anyway. And we were close to a bottom. I don't know if it is the bottom of the area, but I can see a floor. Maybe one thing I want to try and get. Looks like that item does require a jump, but from where, I'm not sure. Alright, looks like I've already reached a point of no return, so if I want to continue forward, I have to make this jump. Nope. Did miss it, so for now I'll just deal with these things. Alright, so we have one more ladder here. So it continues to go further down. Yep, this is just one floor, as I thought. But of course, I'm very curious about getting that item. Don't you know? Leave no stone unturned. Looks like this ladder is specifically here, so you might want to try and get this. Make multiple attempts at it, maybe. I think I will do that. It is, it's right over there. It's taunting me. I have to get it. I'm not sure what it is, but I have to get it. Okay. Hopefully, coming back up from this direction, I'll be able to see how I would be able to get to here, like say from the bonfire, and just slide down the ladder for future reference. Okay. Please get back up. Very curious. So I guess this is like only for going down, but not necessarily for going up. That's interesting choice. Maybe if I jump, I probably have to jump over. I don't know. Can't even jump over it. It seems like an odd choice. Perhaps even a glitch, maybe. Wasn't intentional. I don't see why this would be designed like that. But perhaps there's just another way to... Oh, no there isn't. Alright, so... try and get to that item one more time. But the long way, I'll try and get to it. Yeah, any way down seems to be right. Alright, I can see where it was down there. More crystal lizards to taunt you. I don't think I can make those, though. Okay. So before I make any points of no return, I'm going to make sure that I can really want to get to that item. But I don't want to screw it up and get to a bad spot. Alright, I can see it below me now. Over there, but still far off. I don't think I went here before. Maybe I did. Okay, I see where this... yeah, I see where it leads. If I go down there, then continue here. It's like one of those frog creatures. Tried to follow me and then jumped to its death. So... unfortunately it looks like... if I get my retrieval and I can't actually get back... because this is the area I was stuck on. If I like go over that one little hump, then I can't return. Alright, so my main concern is just getting that item, so I don't really care about my retrieval. So I'm making a judgment call right now. I'm just going to do this. Just go further down. That's all I want to do. Or maybe I have to get to it from here and try to just make that jump. Maybe that's my best odds. Try to land on that. Okay, here goes. Very close. Probably just had to roll. Alright, so I'll try and get back to there fairly quickly this time. And once I get that item, I can move on. And we can all move on. Alright, I see where I was, yeah. Looks like an easy way to drop down. Can probably drop down an alternate way. Looks like it's not making it easy because it's directly below. Well, if I drop down here, then I can... Yeah, okay. At least I know I can make these attempts fairly fast. Oh, well, unless I drop down like that. Through the tree trunk. Again, these tree trunks must be covered in oil, slip and sliding through them. When approaching a new environment, by now I know it's always best to go in with as few souls as possible, because you're probably going to just die due to a misstep, you know, in platforming or whatnot. Very easy to just fall like that. Yeah, the fast way I should be able to do it now. Just continue on this path. Drop down. Okay. Okay, I just want to actually reach that this time. Please do not slip and slide off. Okay. Retrieval for 0. Okay. Heal up because this is a big jump. I probably have to roll onto that just to make enough distance. Probably it's very close. I know I can make it. Probably have to roll further to the left of where I was, rather than straight out. But it's the nature of the game where I can just keep on trying, and then it's like no big deal if I die, really. Just keep on making the attempts. And I found a way to do it fairly quickly, so it should not be that big of a task to actually get the item. Alright. So I want to roll basically forward from here. I should be able to get to there eventually. Oh, I actually overshot it this time. You're jumping from way too high, says Nick in chat. Morinar, there are branches much closer down from where you are. Do you really think I would die, though? I can continue going further down. I know I reached one branch that was further down, but I think I can actually survive that. If I survive that, then I think that's the easiest jump to make, because it's the closest one that's right over it. Yeah, I guess I'll try and find a way further down. Further down. So if I just do this, and go down from here. It's one way down, another way down is from there. I guess I want to try and get to that branch there. That seems like the way to do it, but how do I get to that one? Try and I have to plan it out. Maybe would I be able to get to it from the branch I was on? I don't know. I think that might be from this one. I still feel like you're trying too hard for this. I don't remember any of the items requiring a roll or jump to get to it. Okay. Well, I got my retrieval. For 0, that's fine. I probably think that the branch I want is like is this one. And I'm guessing it's like right over it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So this looks like a much easier. This looks like a much easier jump. I can probably make this one. And even if not, this is actually I think I can recreate my steps fairly easily and just skip back. So hopefully I just make this. No, I didn't make it. Okay. Yep, we have a winner. But I still missed the jump after all that. See, there was a ladder right here. It's just a long way back up, but alternatively, I could use up a bone home. I could even dark sign because I don't have a lot of souls. Never used the dark sign before, but I could actually use the dark sign and go back up that way. Dark sign is like if anyone's watching this in the future, besides Nick, because I already know Nick knows everything about this game. The dark sign is just like a homeward bone, except you end up losing all the souls. Yeah, see, I always get stuck. I don't think they want you to come back this way. I think it's mostly a way down, so that's the problem here. How do I don't think you're supposed to be able to traverse down from here. Slip and slide. Alright, that's another way back up. So, yeah, I don't wanna waste a bone on 400 souls. If that happens again, I just all of this dark sign. Return back to the bonfire and just give up those 400 souls. Wait, I got turned around here. It's just I'm so not used to using the dark sign because usually I will have a bunch of souls. Before I started recording, before I started broadcasting, I actually invested all my souls from beating the Chaos Witch into more armor upgrades. So just, you know, to make sure I had no armor to lose. Or I had no souls to lose for this new part here. So I think I picked this one. And then, okay. Okay, so fairly easy to screw it up. Yeah, I know it looks silly that I can't make that jump even from there, but at least it's, you know, at least I've figured out how to get to it quickly. Where the heck is this dark sign? Yeah, let me just do that. Well, basically it's the same thing as straight up letting yourself die. Return back to the bonfire. Lose all your souls. And I get to keep my homeward bones this way. I keep going that direction when I want to just keep going forward. Yeah, again, my greed for items is making me hung up on this one jump here, so pardon me while I try to do this. And then once I finally get this thing, we can all move forward. Yeah, I'm not jumping. I am trying to just fall onto it. Still, I'm still missing, overshooting it or undershooting it. There we go. Okay, made it this time. Red Titanite chunk, completely irrelevant to my build here, but at least I got it. At least I have it now. Alright, I know there's another one. I think there's another item to drop down to somewhere around here. It's like a similar idea, I think. See one. See more enemies. Is it in this one? Yeah, there it is. Alright, so there we go. I should just be able to drop down onto it. There we go. This one is a lot easier. Thank goodness. I am getting cursed though. You can see other players have gotten cursed. I love these little statues. Such a great idea. It's like shaming other players, kind of. It's pretty funny. But not necessarily like publicly shaming them, just saying that players have died here before. Okay, I think that's it as far as here. This was just the ladder up, back up. Let's see. Let's look at the periphery here. Then I think there might have been some items around here. If I recall, I'm not sure. Yeah, it feels like I'm missing something. Over here, maybe? Alright, yeah, I see an item there. I think that's the thing I'm thinking of. Oh, is there an easier way to get to it? I don't think this is it, maybe? Or is this it? I think so. White Titanite. And then I think, is this like meant to be one way? Because that would suck. Am I gonna try and jump onto that branch? I guess so. Okay. That was not as bad as I thought. A lot of Titanite that is fairly irrelevant to the character build that I'm doing. You know, the Armor of Chosen is all Twinkling Titanite, so I've just been largely buying that off of boss souls. I know I'm going back up right now, I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think there's anything here. I think this is, like, if you come down here, then you see that item. To wonder how you get to it. Yeah, this just leads right back. Okay, so down to the, further onto the floor, you can see even further down. Let's also take a look back up. Actually, we can't really look back up because there are multiple levels, and we just see the roof of the next level. But I'm already fascinated by just how large or how deep down this secret area goes. Again, I have to wonder why, like, From Software would hide such a large environment full of stuff behind behind two invisible walls. Okay, so I'm over there. Wonder if that one is something I have to drop down to. Seems like it. Yeah, from here. Titanite chunk, okay. You know, these actually might come in handy later if I decide to use different stuff. And it's always good to have Titanite in reserve for those changes. Alright, any direction I go should be okay. One of the things I think the inherent design of this level really pulls off is just it really feels like you're going deep. Anytime you travel down to like you know, Blighttown or the Demon Ruins, the Lost Isolith, you really get the feeling that you are deep inside the earth. Ton of enemies here that I'm going to ignore right now because I already know there's more stuff here. Ash Lake. So this looks like another huge area. It already looks really nice. All these arch trees in the background, and I see a bonfire down there, which is what I was hoping for. Yeah, this is one of my favorite areas, even though it's like such a big secret in this game. In my first playthrough, I didn't even see this. So in my second playthrough, the fact that I learned about this area and then tried to actually get to it, I was floored when I came here. Like, whoa, how the heck did I miss all this? And there's another Hydra for me to fight. So that's the main big enemy that I want to try and defeat on stream today, and hopefully the internet doesn't cut out. Hopefully the stream doesn't cut out as I'm doing my final swing, because that really sucked when I was doing the Chaos Switch yesterday. Not yesterday, the last part. That was a couple of days ago at this point. Yeah, really a nice looking environment. You can see that the tree that we just came down is just one among many of these arch trees. And each one is just like this one. And they're like, I guess you could say they're supporting. They're like holding up the world, essentially. They're holding up all of the land masses. So it really feels like we're at the heart of the world here. Hopefully I don't die to these blasts. I actually want to go back. I just want to go back this way. If I missed anything. I don't know if those large mushroom guys were guarding an item. They probably might be. So I'm just gonna do a quick check about that. It would seem about right if they were guarding something. Is there anything here? Any item? I don't see anything. Just like rushing through really quickly. All right. I don't think they're guarding anything. I don't see any items around here. They're just like muscle, I guess. They're just obstacles. one more obstacle to from that might actually hold you back from seeing this other cool area here. It seems it fascinates me, not only the look of this level, but the fact that that the game does its darndest, or the developers or the game does its darndest to make sure that you don't see this area. It's super secret. A lot of, they make sure they put invisible walls, pitfalls, tough enemies like those mushrooms in the way. Warner says this is the area that most don't fit the world build. That most doesn't fit the world build, in my opinion. I feel like they built it and then had no idea how to make it fit into the game, so they hid it behind a wall. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I guess if you try to, like, place this world, in conjunction with the rest, your only clue, really, is that tree, which goes all the way back up. I think it is the very same tree that you see near Firelink's Shrine. I think it's all the same tree. That's the top one. And of course, it's the tree that you enter the Great Hollow, and you enter from the swamp and go all the way down. I think if you look up, I believe it is the same tree that continues to go up, and then you can see the top of it at Firelink. But as far as this area here, it's like, how do you fit this with, say, the Lost Izalith? I mean, we're probably about as deep, maybe deeper. I don't know, or we could actually be slightly above it, like not even as deep. So, like with all this stuff here, how would Lost Izalith fit along? It seems like there would be no space. So maybe it does make sense, or it doesn't make sense within the context of the rest of the world. Yeah, hard to actually know that for sure. I still find it fascinating. Alright, so while we're here, let's go ahead and fight this thing. No glass. I want them to try and... I guess I have to get really close. Alright, here they go. Okay, let's basically just do that. It's good to know I can take a few hits. Yeah, it's really hard to actually dodge those heads until I kill a few more of them. That's another one down. Now notice this Hydra has even more heads than the other Hydra, the first Hydra we saw back in the forest area, or the Dark Root Basin, as I believe it's called. And I think that actually makes it even easier. And it seems a lot more imposing, but because there are more heads, It's actually that makes it easier to hit. It means like basically wherever you swing, you'll hit a head. Then again, they also could hit you, just like they did now. So it's one of those ironic things where the thing that makes it more makes it tougher than the last version of the enemy actually makes it weaker or easier to fight. Another one down. If I can dodge it correctly, then I'd have plenty of time to hit those heads. It is almost... Oh, it is dead. Okay. Dragon scale. Okay. Plus 10,000 souls. Not bad. All right. So. Nick says, it seems like you should be outside and also find it fascinating, but personally think they hit it because they considered cutting it since it doesn't really fit. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I like that. I like that theory. You know, it would make sense that if they thought that it doesn't fit, and at the same time wanted to put it in the game regardless, then, you know, because they spent so much time working on it, that could be one reason why they would hide it so well, is because, yeah, they themselves thought that it doesn't really fit the rest of the world. So yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. And that could be one valid reason. You know, another valid reason, of course, is like they want to leave something secret to add, you know, replay value, to add another reason to continue exploring the world, to make sure you miss something that'll take a while to discover. That's something that's difficult to just stumble upon, and then somebody will find it and then, you know, spread that story. And like one of the ideas is like the fact that you can do so many different things in this game lends itself to friends talking to each other and realizing that they had, you know, realizing their experiences were super different, even though they were largely along the same overall path. Like they saw environments that the other one didn't. I know these clams actually drop some twinkling titanite sometimes. That might be a good reason to fight these things. Oh, it actually clipped me. Alright, so, okay, the two hidden areas in Bloodborne are slightly less hidden, but perfectly still fit in the game, much better than this area does. I'm a big fan of secret areas in all From Software games. Says Morinar in the chat. I have to say I agree with that, and I'm glad I'm glad that there are secret areas in Bloodborne, to find that out, and that apparently fits a lot better. While I fight this enemy, it's like let me fight this enemy first before I make sure I don't die. And these things are kind of tough, but fairly easy to actually fight around, at least. They absorb a lot of damage. So, alright, so we have looks like a skull. Adds even more mystery to this already very mysterious area. Like, how do you work this gigantic skull into the rest of the world? Like, what is this even? The only thing that we saw that could be as big as this is probably the dragons, but this doesn't look necessarily like a dragon skull, so what the heck? Yeah, it's just another mystery. Alright, so we're already seeing that even though this is a fascinating area as far as, you know, from a look, we actually get to see more of this tree here. Like, we came all the way down from the top of that thing. That's how far we are. It's pretty amazing. So even though, this fascinating area, it is, on the other hand, it appears bigger than it actually is, and it appears like there's more to it than there actually is, as far as from like a gameplay perspective. So we're seeing that as far as what there is to explore and to discover, this area is fairly thin. So that actually lends a little bit of credence to Mornar's theory that he wrote in chat, that, or I don't know if it's a theory or you're posing it as something that they actually did say. That they actually said that this was something that we wanted to cut out, but it lends credence to From Software wanting to do a soft cut of this area from the game by hiding it. Like, they thought it didn't fit, and they probably, at some point, they realized that and then stopped work on this area. That's why it seems like so sparsely populated. Not a whole lot of things to actually do here. So there was that Hydra, and then now we actually see that the Hydra was like the biggest enemy to encounter. Ooh, yeah, those things do hit very hard. I have to remember that. I was hoping we'd do a second swing there. Okay. Let's see, there's a thing here. There it is. How do I get to it? There are items in that area that are required to 100% platinum the game, so that may negate my theory. Okay. Says Mornar in chat. Okay. How do you get this thing? You have to actually. I'm not sure if I actually ever figured this out. Alright, there's actually an opening over there. Okay. So you do have to get to it from the outside. I just have to find the actual thing that's... Alright, I think that's... Makes sense that that branch right there is it, right? And that seems to be the correct location. Okay, there's another thing to fight here. Okay. That seems right, but I don't actually think I can get to it. 'Cause I'm pretty sure, like, a few steps from here is just a drop off. I'm not sure. Might be another way. Was it this branch here? I don't know. Plus, that seems also like it's a little steep. I don't know. Probably missing something. That branch also doesn't seem right because, again, you can see the edge of the edge there, and then as soon as you okay. That one's a pickle. Probably just missing something fairly obvious about getting to that, getting through that hole and to that item. You can see the opening is right there, straight ahead. How you get there is, I'm not really sure how. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did get there at one point in the last time I was here in my previous playthrough, but I can't quite recall exactly how I did it. That branch there makes the most sense. Like, it seems like it's leading right to it. I'm also pretty sure that the edge of this area, this world here, and it like ends right here. If I can't actually reach that branch specifically. Okay. Although I am super curious about that one item, I also just want to continue going on, so I'll do that for now. I'm just gonna have to let that one go. Maybe I'll come back later. Let me see if I can see it from here. No, I don't think I can. It does make sense, but I don't know. Alright, Nick, if you know how to get to that item, you could, I'd be willing to accept some help there. Because otherwise I'm probably not going to get it. I can't quite remember it, and I don't think I want to dedicate too much more time to actually getting at it. this area ends in a bonfire and also a freaking dragon. Now, from a lore perspective, like the fact that you can find an actual dragon and not just like a drake, a descendant of a dragon, or an undead form of dragon like the the gaping dragon or the other dragons we've seen before. This is like one of the few last surviving dragons from the dragons of yore. Just like fairly a significant thing from a lore perspective. Now as far as what this dragon gets you is, you see another covenant that you can enter, and that's basically it as far as this area. Like that's the main reward for this area as far as gameplay perspective. No. But if you actually, besides that covenant, the main thing about the area is just the area itself. The area itself. That's the journey itself is this reward. So we end in a bonfire here, which allows us to quickly warp out of here instead of having to go all the way back. I think I'm gonna make one more stab at trying to get that item, and then I think we'll call it a stream here. We'll call this end of this part. Yeah, I really enjoyed this nice chill excursion, especially after dealing with a frustrating boss in the last part. It's nice to take a break from all that excitement and just go back to one of the main things I love about this game, is just exploring and finding really cool areas like this. I'm trying to make short work of this, but yeah, the enemy seems oddly like a damage sponge, which actually makes a little bit of sense considering they have a hard shell. I think I'm probably missing something here that's obvious. Should be like there probably is an easy way to get to this item here. And I'm just missing it. And once again, yeah, I see that area. Can't quite get to it. Probably heal up now. Alright, yeah, I don't know about getting this item. Seems like that seems like more trouble than it's worth, really. I don't think I can get to it from here. It has something to do with that. Yeah, of course. How I get to it is eluding me right now. Okay, well, there doesn't seem to be an obvious way. This doesn't seem right, because, clearly see there's no opening there. The other one seems like the closest. By the other one, I mean this branch seems like the most obvious way to get to that item. But getting to the branch itself, how do I do that? I don't think I can. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the edge of the world is like the edge of the little landmass is right here, and I can't actually get to that branch. So that item's just gonna have to tease. This is going to be a tease that I can't get to. Alright, with that in mind, I'm just gonna head back to the bonfire and call that a nice end to my exploratory side excursion from the main quest. Could see a nice area here, collect some loot, fight another Hydra, which actually didn't end up being too challenging, and find a very secret dragon at the end of a very secret area. Also interesting from a lore perspective is that this bonfire gives you 10 flasks as if it was a bonfire guarded by a firekeeper. So maybe this dragon is actually a firekeeper, which yeah, that is interesting from a lore perspective. Or it could be a different reason entirely. All right, so with that, I'm actually gonna call it here. So nice chill stream. I would call it a success, since we did beat a big enemy and explored 2 secret areas today. And in the next part, we'll head back on track to another onto another Lord Soul. So if you tuned in on Twitch, thank you very much for watching. You can also watch archives of these stream through playthroughs over on youtube.com/YamsterSam. You can also follow me on Twitter @YamsterSam. So yeah, all the same username as my Twitch. And I will see you next time as we continue our journey into Dark Souls. So later.